I titled this video, Anger is the Enemy, because it is his true attribute. If you want to know what the enemy smells like, tastes like, looks like, find somebody with rage in their eyes and in their heart. And you can see the rage in their heart. Their words might be masked by them trying to protect that anger that's within them so others might not see it. And that anger manifests itself in multitudes of ways, and it corrupts at every level. Now, for those of you that would say, but Christ was angry. Yes, there were times when he was angry. And when he did get angry, what was he angry at? Was he angry at people? Or was he angry at a situation? So whenever you want to evaluate the character of something, you evaluate the actions. More importantly, the reactions. Because how you react to things defines your character. Not what you think, not what you say, but how you react. Now, many people would say, well, there is righteous anger. Well, there is no such thing as righteous anger because it cancels itself out. If you've ever heard the word oxymoron, that's exactly what that is. That righteousness and anger have no place within each other, and they cancel themselves out. So when you do anything in anger, you cancel out who you are and the importance of who you are, and that is the trap of the enemy. There are so many different traps, and all of them yield from anger at some point. And that anger can be found, you can see that anger in animals. So are you an animal? Or are you something bigger? Just because you wear the skin of an animal, born into sin, doesn't mean you're supposed to act like one. And that is the true test that must be passed here in this existence. If you cannot avoid being an animal, then you are forever cursed to be one. And this is the simple truth of what I speak. And when I've said, and when Christ said that you will know them by their fruits, simply know that the fruits are what they produce. Do they produce fruits of love, encouragement, and further truth-seeking? More importantly, to find themselves. When anyone is encouraging you to do these things on your own, when anyone is speaking things that would place the power into the individual's hands and not within their own, when anyone is speaking and talking and giving teachings on lessons that empower the individual and not the one speaking, well, then you can understand what a fruit looks like. A fruit is a respect and a love of everyone at a level that surpasses understandings. And when you see it, you know it. So when people attack you, I understand that it's hard. I understand that it conjures up anger. That is the animal instinct within you. That's that reptilian side of your thinking. Die to that thinking. Ignore those thoughts. And understand that our egos are such a tragic place to live. That when we have self-exalted ourselves, when we think we're really something else, or we feel that we're appointed, I don't doubt that many people have been given appointments by the Father. But I do doubt mankind's ability. For the spirit is willing, but the flesh is overpowering. And in that overpowering of the flesh, that self-exaltation because the Father spoke to you, you corrupt it because mankind wants power, and more importantly, they want to be recognized. And they don't care what it takes to be recognized. The person that walks into a school and shoots it up wants to be known because he thinks he's important. And nobody knows he's important, so damn it, he'll prove he is. And he'll make sure his name is on everybody's lips, and he doesn't care what damage he causes. More importantly, he doesn't understand how much damage he's causing himself. Because those are the things that will never leave the consciousness. Those are the things that keep you as the animal that you've begged to be at that stage. I encourage everyone to begin to analyze every word. That's why Scripture says, take every thought captive. It must be a thought before it becomes words. Take those thoughts captive. And if you think you're something special because the Father spoke to you, and you think you have an appointment, that's fine. What do you do with that appointment? What you do with that appointment really determines whether you're allowed to keep that appointment. Because an appointment is a date set in the future. You must keep it. And if you can't keep it in the condition that you've been asked to be in when you get there, then that appointment will flee from you. He will take it. Don't be so arrogant to think that somebody else isn't on standby to do the same thing. It doesn't matter how much you think of yourself. That appointment can be filled by somebody else. Keep in mind that the Father doesn't call the justified. He justifies the called. So when He calls you, think about who you are and what you need to justify that calling. Clean your soul, clean your spirit. And remember that even when Christ was angry, He never went out there to badmouth people that He thought were corrupting the people. He would challenge them directly. He wouldn't go to the people and say, don't listen to anybody. He wouldn't do that. But what He did do, the only time that He actually came to the defense of people, is He came to the defense of a lady that was thrown at His feet, not because she willingly went there, but because she was forcibly thrown at His feet for stoning. And how did He react? By writing something in the sand. So when people say that Jesus or Yeshua, the Christ, never wrote anything, remember, He wrote something in the sand that day. And will He write your name in the sand next? I love you very much. I'll talk to you soon.